welcome back to Relationship Talk with the Lloyds. As you see, we're not together, but we're together. We had to go back on the road, so
we together, all right. Look at
that. He had to go back on the road, so we gotta do what we gotta do. But we know y'all want to hear this review, so we're gonna give it to y'all. So, what did you think of this episode, babe?
Well, it was less exciting than the previous one. But this episode last night was magic. Is it?
It's magic for some people. For some, not so much. Some people, it's a nightmare.
Exactly. So, who we talking about first?
All right. First? So the first person we y'all know, we know what y'all here for, but we got to get through everybody. All right. So let's get through Haley and Jacob. He's still a weirdo, but I think he's like the little dinner with the what was that? The sharks or whatever. That was kind of cute. I think Haley kind of warmed up to him there, but he's still a weirdo. Like, who eats like a whole raw onion and just like
I'm like, how you just eat the whole onion? It just can it be so tender?
I'm gonna ask you for a kiss afterwards. No, the one thing for me that did it though, like he had that nice dinner and they seemed to be getting along and getting to know each other. Then he asked the question about daggone straw. Like, well, how many holes does straw have?
I mean, who asked that?
Jacob does.
That's why he's weird.
That's why he's a weirdo. And then he goes talking about, oh, I'm a 2-hole guy because I think your mouth or your butthole is too. And I was like, really? At dinner? Why? He's still a weirdo. Haley's trying to hang in there. Next.
Hey, who knows the car name to Back
to the Future? Okay, he's an 80s guy. He probably watched that movie 100 times.
You don't know. I don't know.
Because we're not into the 80s, babe. We're not into the 80s. That's Jacob's thing.
It's all good. And hold on. When they first started off, were they at dinner or breakfast? Because
the food that they were eating.
Exactly. Who eats raw onions?
I guess maybe it was lunch. Who knows? At least he wasn't eating steak and eggs. I was trying to see, are they gonna show his food? Or just see if he's eating steak and eggs. All right, let's move on to Clara and Ryan. What do you think about Clara and Ryan?
Hey, like I told you, I think they are in the world.
Yeah, he's back with your prediction.
They're gonna be broken up in the heartbeat because he said, yo, listen, I'm systematic. And she was like, yo, I don't like a routine. So they just keep bumping heads every episode.
But I think he's gonna compromise. You don't think he's like? She was like, I'm messy. He was like, he's clean. He was like, I'm gonna pick up after you. And then they were like, oh, you put the stuff in the, you put the stuff in the laundry, and I'll just fold. Because he said he don't like folding. It was just funny how he took him forever to figure out something that's negative about himself, though.
Let me tell you something.
Let me think.
They are forcing the relationship. They're trying to be nice to one another, but they know it's not clicking. So they trying to force it along. Let me see what you got. It's nothing there.
Well, that's your opinion. I think there's something there. They just gotta figure it out. I'm still rooting for them. All right. So
what are you talking about?
Yeah. Everybody except for Paige and Chris. Well, Haley and Jacob, but I root for everybody except for Paige and Chris.
Well, right now you're being the opposite because people like the upcoming relationship, to see the battle. They rooting for something that's and
ain't nobody rooting.
Clara and Ryan and Paige and Chris, forget it.
Exactly. All right, so Briana and Vincent. Oh my God. Still in love with Briana and Vincent. They're so cute. Like, they're just so cute. They're falling for each other. They had sex for the first time. And it was just like, he was like, she's making me be all romantic. And he's just talking all the stuff that's right. And I'm just, please, I want to find out why they keep showing that scene. Like, what happened that he walked out? Because they look so perfect right now. I'm like, please don't let nothing happen to Briana and Vincent. We like them.
Well, first of all, I can't call this man cute because
I said the relationship is cute. That like,
no, I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
She's cute, but Duke ain't cute. But even though the last episode he did look like her, so I can say
exactly
he's probably kind of cute. He's probably kind of cute.
But I think I told you on the last episode where he was talking about his grandmother and she acted, in a caring way. I was like, yep, and it shows. That's what happened. And he was like, all right, and we gonna give it up tonight. She was like, we opened up to each other. I was like, yeah, you opened up some other stuff to each other too.
See, I told you. I told you. Never mind. I knew they did it. I knew it.
They did on a honeymoon, not the same night though. They did on a honeymoon. It came naturally, as he said. It came naturally.
Yeah.
All right, but
they came naturally, and Paige and Chris this.
We'll get to them. All right, let's go to Virginia and Erik. Now, Virginia and Erik, that scene in the bathroom, he was like, she said, I'm always late. I'm late to work every day. He was like, you still got a job? Like, how in the world are you late all the time? I was like, Virginia, get it together, girl. But I was like, he was like, okay, if we got to be somewhere at 7 o'clock, I got to tell you 6. And then you got to get ready at 5 o'clock. She was like, if my hair is wet, it's going to have to start getting ready at 4 o'clock. I got to go get my hair done. I was like, Virginia, girl. But I was like, listen, that scene where she dragged that shot, I was like, Virginia, you a party girl for real. He was like, I'm going to drink half of it. She was like, half? She was like, I was like, girl, first of all, that was a big shot. I thought shot glass was supposed to be small. That thing looked like a whole, like, that's not a shot, that's a drink. I was like, come on, Virginia. But I think they're cute. They seem all lovey-dovey, like they're falling for each other. I thought they slept together, but obviously they said they didn't.
And he said, yo, what's missing? She's like the alcohol.
But did you see
what's going on with him setting his rules? He
was like, he don't like her being friends with guys. He thinks girls and guys can never be friends, which I don't agree with that. But in his case, he was like, only if they're gay or if they're friends and they're boyfriends of your friends. He's like 100%. If you're friends with a boy or a guy, he want to sleep with you. And I was like, dang, 100% though.
So, do you think the man is jealous?
He said he's jealous, but not in a crazy jealous.
Yeah. So I'm asking you, do you think he's jealous, and that's why he's setting, some rules, some boundaries, even though he makes sense with his, But what do you think?
I think if I was him and I had this little young thing, I'd be jealous too. Because I know I'm old and I got this little fine young thing that's married to me. I'm trying to keep her. I'm going to be jealous of everybody that she with too. Shoot, I feel you, Erik. With his young thing. He said, my old self got this little young thing. I got to keep her. I keep all the guys away. Before one of them young boys come take her away from me. Especially if they like to party and drink too. Sure. But did you see when he came to the dinner and he was like, as soon as they sat down, they started asking the question. He was like, well, we're going to need a drink first. I was like, we find out, Erik. Virginia rubbing off on you. I was like, okay, I guess she really is getting to you. Sure.
So what is going on with this whole ultimatum thing? This hey, if you mess up, we done. We done.
I think
What
he
is
was
going
just
on with
joking. I think he was just joking with that one.
Okay.
I don't think he really meant it that way.
Okay.
But when he was saying at the dinner, the way they played it up in the previews at that dinner, when he was like, you know, this is a deal breaker for him, I thought it was going to be something more serious. But he was just basically, which makes sense. Like, look, I'm a pilot. I'm away half of the month. Like, if you can't deal with that, it doesn't make sense for us to be together. It's just wasting your time, wasting my time, which was an honest statement. And he was like, I'm going to be doing this till I retire at 65. So you got to adjust to that or it's not going to work. And, you know, she was like, in her mind, she was realizing, listen, I'm not going to be with him for like half the month. He's going to be gone. But she just has to have to adjust to that. And the good thing is that he's old, so she ain't got that many years. She ain't got that many years to wait because he's so much older than her. Hey, gotta look at the bright side for everything. All right. Y'all know what y'all here for. First of all, I know it's because, you know, we already knew that he had a baby and all this stuff was already leaked, that it wasn't as, like, it was kind of, blah. It wasn't like all that to me. The episode in general was kind of boring in the sense that we knew this was going to happen, so it wasn't a surprise. First of all, we didn't get to see her reaction because he took her in the bathroom and snatched their mics off. And I was like, he didn't even want to tell her to begin with. The producers had to force him to tell her that he had a baby on the way. So I'm like, that whole scene at the breakfast, when she was seeing that something's wrong and asking him, and he was just like, I don't want to say nothing, just leave it alone. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? This is your wife. How are you going to tell her? Why bring it up and then say, I don't want to talk about it? That's so manipulative. That's, what do you think? Because I'm just like, over him.
He over here, at the beginning, he want to talk about tattoos and how he have a fiance and he want to blabber all of this and get it out to the opening. Now that you in the relationship, now you just want to restrain. Now you stressing her. And now she's saying she's confused. And you know this dude is confused. So he is just making this whole relationship confusing because he don't have the brain power to stand up like a man and just say, hey, this is what's going to get done. Hey, I apologize. I'm sorry. But he's trying to cast the blame on her and her problems and putting the baggage on. And it's like, dude, like, you don't belong in a relationship.
He needs to be by himself because it's like he's so into himself.
She's so gullible. She's so gullible. She's sucking some of this stuff up. And then she's like, yeah, I'm down with that. What?
So wait. We get ahead of ourselves now. Let's take it play by play. Okay, first of all, at the breakfast, when he was like, yes, I got some devastating news, but I don't want to talk about it. It's like, what? That irked me. Then when she went and was talking to Briana, I was like, Briana, why you didn't tell that girl to run? She was like, I don't want to project my feelings on her. I just want her to make the best decision for herself. I was like, Briana, you should just tell her, girl, when are you leaving? You want me to help you pack your bags? Because you need to be gone. Go back to Atlanta and leave this boy alone. Like, she wasn't like, she said she want to force her opinion on her. And I was like, you should have. That's why she came to you, to get your opinion. But my whole thing was at that daggone dinner. That she came to the dinner. I was like, first of all, why are you going to dinner with him? I'm not getting all dressed up to go sit there with you. For what? We can have this conversation right in the hotel room. And then he started all of a sudden, let's go play by play. They get married. At the wedding, he said he's not attracted. He sleeps with her. The next morning, he said, I'm not attracted to you. Now, this is what, like 2 days after? Oh, I'm attracted to you now. You know, I think you're beautiful. I think you're educated Black woman. I was like, oh, he pouring it on strong. He just trying to save face at this point.
Because the producers told him to say these nice things to get back in line with her.
Exactly. And I'm like, is she really? I was like sitting there like, yo, she really eating this up.
Because
he was like,
you gotta understand.
What you said?
So you have to understand, the guy is smooth. He's dope. He's
you back again with his 10 different adjectives to describe himself.
But that's why the producers had to tell him what to say and say, hey, listen, give her a flower.
Oh, not even a whole flower, whole piece of cut off flower. I was so mad at that. But I was like, girl, like just because he's like, oh, but you know, she asked him, are you gonna go back? Would you want to go back with her or whatever? And he was like, I wasn't even thinking about that. You're my wife, so you come first in front of everybody else before my mother. And I was like, you a daggone liar. Because first of all, 6 weeks ago, I'm still confused about this timeline of the show. You were sleeping with her 6 weeks ago. How long? When did you fill out this application for the show to say you're gonna get married and you go sleep with her? I thought they was gonna say like at least 2 months. Put another 2 weeks on there.
Listen,
Linda.
They said 6 weeks for his fiance of being pregnant, right?
Yeah.
And was it 3 weeks or 3 months that he abstained from sex?
It was 3 days.
Oh, it was 3 days.
He said he fasted for 3 days and he didn't masturbate before the wedding.
Okay. Oh my God.
He was engaged 3 months ago. You're getting the threes wrong. You got to keep with the timeline with Chris. He was engaged 3 months ago. He slept with a girl 6 weeks ago. He masturbated. Oh, he didn't masturbate for 3 days. He fasted and didn't masturbate for 3 days. So he could get with his wife on the night of their wedding to not be attracted to her the next day. You got it now?
It's all fake and phony to me.
All of it. Fake and phony. Fake and phony. What else I got on them?
Well, just like she said, she was sitting there talking to Bree, and she was like, this whole thing is like, it was like a pendulum. Yeah, if you stay on it, you're going to get rocked back and forth. Like, go on, girl, beat it. Get out of there. First of all, she came out when he told her what happened, and he stormed out the bathroom and sat down like he just had, you know.
He's so dramatic.
What was going on with her when she came out the bathroom?
Shocked. She was shocked. She didn't know what to do with herself.
She came out and she looked like that. What was that?
What was it? When the girl that climbed out of the well with the hair in front?
Yeah, it came out. I'm like, whoa.
I was thinking the same thing.
What did it?
I was thinking the same because her hair was all in her face and she was just walking like this. She was just shocked. She said, I'm numb. She snatched her dress or her outfit up and went back in the bathroom. She was like, I'm out of here. But the advice that Briana gave her was like, girl, don't think about him. Think about you. And I'm like, that's right. Forget what he's feeling. Forget what's with him. Think about your own self. Do you want to be stuck in with this craziness? And I guess she does because she stayed as far as we know right now.
Why do they say shocking news? None of this is like shocking. It's like, girl, just take it in and walk away. Just be out. Just be out.
But God,
you said he's drama. You said he got antic. Stop.
But God. And I'm like, God, this is kind of, God ain't got no business in type of confusion. But God is in it, ain't no kind of confusion happening. So I'm like, stop saying this is God. It is not. And stop using that to force you to stay in something. And people do that all the time, like stay in stuff because of, oh, I made this commitment. And I get it. Like, you know, we say all the time that we don't believe in divorce. For us, like, ain't no divorce. But I'm like, you have a limit. Like, come on, it has to be some type of limit. Like, you can't. She's that girl that when their boyfriend cheat on him and he come and say, I'm sorry, and then she take him back and he cheat on her again. He say, I'm sorry, she take him back, and she just keep getting stepped on and dogged on and stomped out and degraded and mistreated and disrespected, and she stay there. Like, how much can one person take?
Throughout this whole thing, only thing you've been hearing from him, I promise. I promise. I promise. And he's sitting there. He's trying to gauge her.
Mm-hmm.
When he came and gauged himself, he don't even know what's going on with his own self.
Exactly.
But the flipping part is, he said, basically, if I was Paige and I was put in this relationship, basically I would leave. I would divorce myself. Like, I would go. So he know that all of this is not in a good light. You know, he got a steak dapper. You know, he got a huge chest. And the guy is just like,
I don't know. It's just, I just can't take it. It was like, how much, it was getting me annoyed watching that episode a little bit. I'm just so tired of them and the drama. Like, I watch a show to see the love and to see people fall in love and see the ups and downs of being in a marriage and seeing the experience. But all this extra drama stuff is like, ugh, it's getting like boring, and it's getting tired. Like, I'm just tired of it. It's too much. Every week is the same mess. It's like too much. And that whole thing at dinner, like when they all was sitting around, all the couples, and then he told them, and they were like, "Oh my God, whatever." And then everybody's like, "Paige, we're here for you." And he was like, they weren't really concerned about us and our marriage, but they was more concerned about Paige. He was just so upset that they, like, he was no longer the center of attention. Like, everybody was so concerned about Paige, and he wasn't getting any attention. And I was like, you're so self-absorbed. Like, dude, you see what you're putting this woman through? We get it that you have to deal with this situation, but like, you gotta go put yourself in her shoes. Like, what is she dealing with? The embarrassment. Like, she didn't sign up for this. Like, you did this to yourself, so you have only yourself to blame. She's the innocent party that just got thrown into the situation, and now she has to deal with all this other crap. I'm like, come on, get over yourself.
But let me say this. But I just wish everyone just stay out of our relationship so we can handle this. Dude, you can't even handle nothing yourself.
Exactly.
Like, come on, man. Come on.
That was like another episode, him crying.
You said you would divorce, basically you would divorce yourself. Why would she stay into, like?
I was like, this boy over here crying again with his fake tears. I was like, the drama. I was like, he got over there. He got over there and got the camera on him. For what? Like, what you getting up? I want to know what he said to her here. I wish they had that on the mic. Like, what are you whispering to her? And that was so aggressive. He was like, like, and then got up and left like a little kid. And I was like, what? I can't. I'm like, Paige, how many more signs do you need? How many more signs do you need that needs for you to realize that you got to go?
It's not about me. God put us together. So I'm just going to ride this thing out, because it's not me, it's God. This is destiny. It's destined that I ride this thing out and try to get to know him. That's why I'm all confused and want to storm out. It's destiny.
You stupid. But one thing that he was talking about at the dinner, talking about, let's just build a friendship. And I was like, yeah, he's thinking, let's have friends with benefits.
I'm with that. Yeah, you heard what she said. I'm with that. I'm like, what? What are you
stupid? Like,
she
come
gullible.
on.
You gullible. Like, she probably just saying that. She probably just saying that to keep the show going, but No, no.
Everybody said it would have been gone.
You making yourself look stupid, Paige. Like,
Clara said, I would have been on the plane to Atlanta. Brianna's like, I would have been out. No, but we didn't even talk about Virginia. When Virginia, Erik came in on late and then he get the news. They were like, everybody's sharing. And this person said something. He was like, wait a minute. Chris ain't saying nothing. He's like, Chris, what's going on, man? She was like, you sure it's your baby? Why he so mad? I'm like, Vincent asked him the same thing. He wasn't mad when Vincent asked him, but now when Virginia asks, he getting upset. And I'm like, Erik was over here talking about, you got to think about this man, this woman right here. I'm like, Erik just giving his daddy advice. You know, he older than everybody else. So he was just giving his fatherly advice to him. That's all he was doing.
What was up with Chris looking silly throughout this whole episode? He looked off. He looked silly. He was just like, and at the point of saying that around at the end when she was sitting there and she was looking serious, he was looking even more sillier. Like he didn't know what to say, and he started laughing. He's like, "Yeah, something. I have a kid or something." And oh, I'm sorry. I don't need to laugh for any.
Oh, at the dinner? Like, he's stupid.
You's a silly dude, man. You silly. You embarrassed yourself. I can't say embarrassed your wife, but you embarrassed your mama. You embarrassed your daddy. You embarrassed your auntie.
Embarrassed the church.
You embarrassed your pastor, the church. You probably got fired from your job.
He got his own franchise. You can't. How he gonna get fired? He the boss.
He just all messed up.
My thing is, I was like, how you a man? She's so God fearing, he man of God, and they sat down to eat that breakfast. She was like, you ain't gonna pray?
Okay. She said, well, at least he know our hearts. I'm like, oh, she
knows his eyes on her. He said, thank you for this food. Amen. She was like, okay. I don't know why I forgot it, because it was so short. I was like, dude. But did you see how when everybody was because first of all, Chris was just upset because everybody was talking about how, they got the perfect woman that they wanted, and I'm not happy and Paige is not happy. I'm like, dude, it's off you. You're the reason why y'all not happy. You are the reason why y'all not happy. And poor Briana, though, I felt it for her when they, everybody was talking and stuff, and they was talking about who slept together, right? And then Briana and Vincent was like, and it was like, oh, we know that because we see y'all in a good place. And for her, I think she felt embarrassed to even say anything because of the situation that's going on with them. And she kept looking back at Chris, looking back like, I hope you don't really say nothing. That's your Red Sea Martin.
Hey, that's why I keep saying, don't give up the goods. Now you just you put your own self in that light. Like, you only can blame yourself. I mean, you know this dude is all about sex. From the beginning, they gave you that vibe. You should have been like, whoa.
Exactly.
But no, and this is what you get.
But my thing is, did you peep when Vincent was talking to Chris and he was like, so have y'all been intimate? He was like, yeah, the night of, the next morning. And the next night, so I'm like, hold up. So after he said, I'm not attracted to you, and you was all upset, you slept with him that night? I was like, oh my God, girl. Like, he got you that hooked? It must be real good.
Hey, that's why I said she's hot in the pants.
I'm like, after all that, you know he's not attracted to you. And then you went back and slept with him again?
That's why Vincent said, hey, y'all went at it. Like,
exactly.
Man.
Like, we only been like with this person for like 3 days and y'all did it 3 times? Like, y'all that hot. I'm like, but he's not attracted to her though. I can't.
He want to get his rocks off. That's about it. My man, he's what is it? He's addicted to sex. Okay, period. That's what he
is.
Both
are, obviously. They both like having sex.
He had sex with his Beyonce, right? And he did it how many different times?
He was backed up for 6 weeks, so he had to, he had 6 weeks that he didn't sleep with nobody. So Paige was just getting all that frustration for the last 6 weeks.
And he had to, I guess he masturbate, and then he had to abstain from it. And with that abstain, he had to make up for it. That's why those 3 days that he abstained, he had to hit her off 3 different times. Like, it adds up.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
And she was like, hey, I will do what you want me to do. I am possessed. It's because this is God's will. This is destiny. Oh my God, the infinity.
But it's like you go through all the couples when they show the different couples conversation, like Clara and Ryan, they having good conversation, talk about how they're going to raise the kids, and are you going to raise the kids in church and blah, blah, blah. And then Vincent and Briana talk about when y'all want to have kids. Is it 2 years from now? And she's like, 3 years, whatever. And then you get to Chris. And ain't no reason to talk about when we going to have kids because he having a baby. And then have the nerve to still say, I want to give you some babies. Dude, figure out the one you about to have. You talking about you want to give her some babies. Like, really? Really?
He talk about sex. He talk about multiple kids. He talk about, I promise. Like, don't be with a guy like that. Hey, everyone, listen. If you're looking for a man, don't look for Chris.
But he's a God-fearing man. And that's what
Whatever. Just like I could say I'm rich and I got $5 trillion.
That'll mean
no one believes that.
I hear you with that one. All right, so what else you got? I think that's it. We done talked them to death. I ain't got no more words to Chris.
Well, Ryan and Clara, they are not making it because
stop trying to put that on Ryan and Clara.
Can I finish? Can I make a point? Because he is talking about religion and she's talking about, listen, non-religion. I want my kids to be free. But maybe she don't understand that free can be in a relationship with God. Like, maybe she's mixed up and she don't want no part of the church. That's your opinion. That's your decision. But I don't see this thing working. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
That's what she's saying. Try one that fine, and then one that you find that you like. Then you go with that. But you don't have to do the one that I tell you to do. That's her point.
That is her point. If this is my point, they ain't gonna make it.
All right, y'all. I think that's all we got for this episode. As I said, it was kind of, I was just tired of drama. I'm tired of drama. And then next week is going to be more drama because they're fighting with Erik and Chris. And I think I said Chris called Virginia a drunk. And that's the reason why they fighting. And I was just like, really? You going to call her drunk? But we shall see, because sometimes they play stuff up and it don't really be like that. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. We appreciate y'all. And we will see you next week with another review of another episode of Married at First Sight.
You are down with the Lloyd Love movement. Give us that right there. You know we did all right now. We did good. It was a kind of boring episode.
Your figures look as ashy as what's her name? as Paige's. Her fingers is looking ashy when she was talking to Briana. Them fingers right there look ashy, baby. You guys put some lotion on them hands.
Hey, that's because this snow over here, I'm digging out snow and I'm digging all in it. But see, I'm good. It was the lighting, baby. It's the lighting.
Okay. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. Relationship Talk with the Lloyds. Peace. Bye, y'all.